I would like to. Wiser.
Hey, get the fan away from your microphone.
I don't know what that is.
Because you're blowing air at your microphone. All right, everybody. Hey, it's Web C, and welcome to Web C Builds. Tonight, we got a little bit of a different podcast for you. We're going to talk about a new idea Web C, have had. And I'm going to push this idea once a year, once every 6 months, something. I don't know. I'm going to mess with Bandai until they turn my idea into a real show. Because I think this is one heck of an idea. And as you can already see on the screen, Web C's got some stuff going on. Some things up his sleeve, and he's got some ideas to share with you. So, with a little help from Meta AI, I was able to script together quite a few things. Dang. I'm going to silence you all together. Turn you down a little bit there, buddy.
Sorry.
Yeah, 'cause you've got like a constant buzz going on in your room.
Well,
All right. We'll turn that down, and when we want to, when Bit's turn to talk, we'll turn him back up. So, Bit's just here to listen, react, and he's going to be doing a whole bunch of giving advice at the end of each of these episodes. We're going to do 4 episodes tonight, and we're going to take a break between, and we're going to talk about our sponsors during the break. I got that little sponsor commercial right there at the beginning of the episode. That always helps out, right? Head on over to Clarksville Hobby Depot and let them know WebC sent you by using that code WebCOfficial. That's WebC. That's WEB with a dash between the B and the C, like I spell it on the screen. Yeah. All right. So, with that out of the way, we can get on to our first episode of what we're talking about. All right, so in this photos, the photos that you're seeing on the screen are some warped images of an AI concept for a Gundam show. We have from left moving to the right, I will tell you their names. We have Gundam Nightshade. There is Gundam Draconix. Then there is, I think, Gundam Vulcan. The purple and pink one is Gundam Nightshade. I put that one on here twice because I think that one looked really awesome. And I gave it, a little bit of a different look in each one. And then the one right above Nightshade over by the chat box, that is Gundam Draconix MK2. And then there's another picture of the Vulcan Gundam. And then a little half cut, you can see half of the Gundam Vanguard. He's got a better name than that, but he's the Vanguard. He's like the big defense Gundam and stuff. So he deploys defensive maneuvers and stuff for the squad. To give you a little bit of rundown, this is the year 2040 to the year 2065 in Gundam World. Okay. I tried to pull it out of, so it would be UC 120. Like it would be somewhere around UC 120 is the math. Okay. So that's what they're saying. When I gave the AI the specifics and everything, they decided to put it within the storyline in that spot. And this storyline is a twisted sense of what will happen if people experiment on the new type humanoids. So that is what we're going to talk about in this series. So it's going to be 4 episodes this podcast, and if I get good reviews and everything throughout the week, next week we will do the next 4 episodes, or we will all work on them to get them to see if we can get to the next 4 episodes next week. I do have a total of 20 episodes planned for this. So that's kind of where we're going to be going. Each episode is broken up into acts 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sometimes there's 5 and 6, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump right into the story, and our main character's introduction is right away. So let's all enjoy and let's have a great time. If you guys are enjoying this, go ahead, throw in comments and stuff on the section. Your comments will feed in live no matter where you're hanging out or viewing from. So right away, we're going to get into it, and the story begins. Episode 1, Awakening the Draconics. Or the Draconics or the Draconics. I haven't really decided what I'm going to call it yet, but I know I'm going to, it's something along that lines. So, all right. Act 1, Initial. Earth Federation Search Facility Simulator Room. The camera captures Ryker, R-Y-K-E-R, Dragonheart Jackson, intensely focused on the simulator controls. The simulation depicts a chaotic battle scene. Ryker's movements are precise, but increasingly he's getting frustrated. Ryker, gritting his teeth, frustrated. Come on! I know I can push this thing harder! Dr. Sophia Patel enters, watching Ryker with a thoughtful expression. Dr. Patel, softly with a hint of concern. Ryker, I've seen you in action. You're pushing these simulators to your limit. But there's only so much they can do. Ryker, glancing over his shoulder, annoyed. That's the problem. We're always on the edge, but never quite there. I need something more. Something that can really make a difference. And Dr. Patel, pulling out a data pad, trying to shift the mood. What if I told you there's something in development that could exceed all your expectations? Ryker, raising an eyebrow, intrigued. Something new? What is it? Dr. Patel, mystified smile. Let's just say it's not just about technology. It's about tapping into something legendary. The emotion of the story is driven by Ryker. He's got a strong frustration and a deep desire to prove himself. Dr. Patel aims to spark curiosity and hope as the scene draws out. Initial. Scene 2, Act 2, Scene 1, or whatever. Yeah, Act 2, Scene 1. Initial. Earth Federation Research Facility, Hangar. The camera reveals the massive hangar with the Gundam Draconics partially covered. Ryker's eyes widen as Dr. Patel unveils the suit. The atmosphere is charged with anticipation. Ryker, awestruck. This is incredible. I've never seen anything like it. Dr. Patel, with a sense of accomplishment. This is the Gundam Draconics. It's our most advanced project, designed to change the strength and agility of designed to channel the strength and agility of mythological dragons. Ryker, skeptical yet fascinated. Mythological dragons? So you're saying this suit is more than just a machine? Dr. Patel, with conviction. Exactly. We've integrated technology that mimics the mythical. It's more than a weapon. It's a symbol of power and heritage, and we believe you're the perfect pilot for it. Ryker, cautiously optimistic. You really think I'm ready for this? Dr. Patel encouragingly replies, I do. Your skills and your passion for the legends make you the ideal candidate. The Draconics needs someone who understands its essence, not just its mechanics. Emotion of this act. Dr. Patel is aiming to reassure Ryker and appealing to his sense of purpose and destiny. Ryker, is in a mix of skepticism and hope as he draws his attention to his machine and looks on in anticipation for his first flight. Initial. Act 3. Initial. Earth Federation Search Facility, Draconics Cockpit. Ryker steps into the cockpit, visibly excited but nervous. The cockpit lights up with an eerie, dragon-like glow. Ryker takes a deep breath, trying to steady himself. Ryker, muttering in awe in his voice. This is really happening. He initiates the power sequence. The Draconic's dragon wings unfurl with a powerful mechanical sound, and the suit hums to life. Dr. Patel, through comms, soothingly, take your time, Ryker. Feel the connection. It's a unique bond between you and the Draconics. Ryker, focused and determined. Got it. Preparing for takeoff. Riker lifts off, maneuvering the Draconics with initial hesitation, but growing confident. Suddenly, alarms blare, signaling an enemy attack. Dr. Patel, alert through comms. Riker, we've detected enemy mobile suits closing in. Stay sharp. Riker determined. Understood. Engaging them now. Riker feels a surge of exhilaration and pressure as he pilots the Draconics for his first time. Dr. Patel is both anxious and hopeful. Extension. Scene Act 4. The Draconics is engaged in a fierce battle. Riker struggles initially, but gradually begins to master the suit's capabilities. The sky is filled with chaos. Riker, shouting over the comms with fierce determination, I'm activating the Dragon's Breath! The Draconics unleashes a devastating energy beam. The enemy's suits are obliterated in a dramatic display. The immediate threat is neutralized. Dr. Patel, through comms, amazed with relief, Riker, that was extraordinary. You tapped into the Draconics' full potential. Riker, breathlessly exhilarated. It's incredible. I feel like I'm part of it. Like we're one. The camera pans to Dr. Patel, who looks with a mix of pride and relief. Dr. Patel, reflective through comms. This is just the beginning. The Draconics is a powerful tool, but it's the journey ahead that will define its legacy. Oh, excuse me. Let me grab a drink real quick and make sure my camera don't fall off. All right. Riker. Resolute as he lands the Draconics. I'm ready for it. Whatever comes next, we'll face it together. The camera pans out, showing the Draconics flying majestically against the setting sun. Emotion. Riker's exhilaration transforms into a deep sense of purpose. Dr. Patel is hopeful about the future, seeing the Draconics as a beacon of their efforts. And Act 5, final act. Riker returns to the base, greeted by a mix of awe and respect from the facility. His successful flight and battle have established him as a key figure of the Draconics project. Dr. Patel, to Riker with a warm smile. You did well today, but remember, the real challenge is ahead. The Gundam Grand Prix is just around the corner, and you'll face rivals who are as skilled as they are driven. Riker, nodding determined. I understand. I'm ready for whatever comes next. As Riker prepares for the upcoming competition, we catch a glimpse of his rivals. Victor Vex, the cocky pilot from Vex Industries, who dominates local tournaments with his exceptional skills. Luna Lynx Lee, the mysterious agile pilot from Novatech, who escapes a troubled past through her Gundam training. Axel Ace Anderson, the charismatic pilot from Aurora Innovations, seeking to redeem his family's name after a past scandal. The camera fades out, setting the stage for the intense and exciting battles to come in the Gundam Grand Prix. All right. So that was the end of episode 1. Let's get Bit Cloudwize up here talking again. All right, Bit. So what did you think?
It definitely starts off really well. Only thing is, dude, you need to get a little bit of life in your voice a little bit more.
My voice is kind of monotone, man.
Yeah, I know, man. No offense. I meant nothing by it, but I mean, it was just.
I don't know. I'm trying to just read it as best as I can. That's why there's notes and stuff in here. I'm reading word for word what's on the page. Okay, so I'm not embellishing. It says excitedly, eyes sparkling. You know, like it's giving you the image of what's going on. So I'm even if my voice is lacking in some of that, I'm sorry. You know, I'm trying.
I was mostly saying that to be kind of tease you, but no, you did well. It's going really well, I think.
So that was a good introductory. I know we didn't really see any other characters except for, what did we see? We saw the Gundam, we saw some baddies, we saw the Doctor, and we saw Riker, right? So it was a pretty close-knit pilot, right? Like, so there's not a lot of loose ends to the pilot or anything. Nothing to really, make the pilot episode too horrible. So we're gonna move forward and in a minute, but real quick, I want to throw that up on the screen. That one thing that we all love to talk about. All right. Here it goes. It's going to be across the bottom of the screen. Go to ClarksvilleHobbyDepot.com and use that discount code WebCOfficial. That's WebC with a dash between the B and the C. Like I said on the screen, official, for a discount of 10% off a purchase of $25 or more. So head on over there to Clarksville Hobby Depot, and they can help you out finding things like model trains, model planes, model tanks, model robots, diorama supplies needs, scale trains, and RC cars. So head on over to Clarksville Hobby Depot and see what they have for your hobby needs or your RC car needs today. Thank you. All right, and now we're going to move into episode 2. I'm also trying to keep these episodes within like a 15-minute span as well. So the show will draw it out more because, you got to remember there's things that I'm leaving out still, like, the 5-minute battle scene or something that has no words. Like, I'm not acknowledging that part, so I apologize. So if it seems rushed in that manner, you guys just remember you gotta imagine that part in your head. Okay. So the battle scene is happening, I promise. All right, so episode 2 is titled Rivals and Revelations. Act 1, initial Riker's childhood home. Living room. The scene opens with a young Riker around 8 years old, bursting into the room with wide-eyed excitement. Riker, young, excitedly, eyes sparkling. Mom! I saw something! Mother, concerned, setting aside her work. What is it? What is it, Riker? What did you see? Riker, young, innocently, pointing upwards. A big, shiny dragon in the sky! It was so bright and beautiful! The mother looks worried but tries to comfort him. The scene fades to a laboratory where a young Riker sits with Dr. Patel. Initial, laboratory, day. Dr. Patel, calmly explaining, Riker, what you saw was a manifestation of your abilities. You're a new type, a person with advanced psychic abilities. Riker, still young, scared and voice trembling. What's happening to me? Why am I different? Dr. Patel reassuringly placing a hand on his shoulder. It's all right. We're here to help you understand and control your powers. You're not alone in this. Emotion. The flashback reflects Riker's early awe and fear, setting up his journey in understanding and mystery over his abilities. Dr. Patel's reassurance is meant to instill a sense of safety and hope and give him somebody to look for, as a guide. All right, Act 2. Initial GGP opening ceremony, main stage. The scene transitions to a grand stage with a futuristic backdrop. An announcer stands at a podium with excitement palpable. Announcer enthusiastically, welcome to the Grand Prix, where the best pilots come to prove their mettle. Some Pokemon stuff like that. The camera shifts to Riker, Victor, Luna, and Axel standing together. Victor, with a smug grin, eyes Riker with a mix of arrogance and challenge. Victor, smirking and taunting. Well, look what we have here. The legendary Riker Jackson, gracing us with his presence. Riker, confidently meeting Victor's gaze. Victor Vex, I've heard a lot about you too. Let's see if you live up to the hype. Luna, mysteriously stepping in. Let's focus on the tournament, shall we? Axel, charismatically with a grin. Agreed. May the best pilot win. Emotion. The tension is high and Riker and his rivals size each other up, setting the stage for competitive rivalry and personal stakes. Initial. GGP Arena, Match Arena. The arena is a high-tech battleground. Riker faces Luna in their first match. Both pilots are in their Gundams, ready for battle. Riker, focused with determination. I won't hold back. Luna, smiling with playful challenge. I won't have it any other way. The battle showcases both pilots' skills with a series of dynamic maneuvers and strategic moves. Flashback to Riker's intense training with Dr. Patel, highlighting his preparation for the GGP. Training room, flashback. Dr. Patel, pushing Riker with intensity. You can do it better, Riker. You need to push your limits. Riker, determined through gritted teeth. I won't give up. I'll master this no matter what. emotion in the training room that you can emanates from the imagery. The training flashback underscores Riker's relentless drive and rigorous preparation that shapes his confidence. The match with Luna contracts his hard-earned skills against the real challenge. Okay. Initial GGP arena, post-match arena. After a fierce battle, Riker and Luna stand exhausted but respectful. Riker looks impressed, while Luna's demeanor suggests there's more to her than meets the eye. I'm gonna take a quick break to break in here and give you guys a little bit more of like what I imagine this tournament looking like. I imagine this tournament looking like Knights of the Old, like fighting in a either like a gladiator style arena setting or like King Arthur and the Knights of the Round type of gladiator knight king style fighting.
Tournament.
Yeah, that's kind of the style of fighting I'm kind of. So I just wanted to interject that real quick so you guys understand. Well, there's no laser beam weapons or anything during this turn. Okay, so it's not like Witch from Mercury or whatever where they were allowed to use plasma weapons and stuff at low grade. There's none of that going on. This is only this is like there's plasma shields, and your sword is still a plasma sword, but they're not strong enough to cut. The shield is strong enough to block the sword, and the sword is strong enough to dent your armor. But that's all that's going on in this tournament. Okay, so that's how this tournament is working out right now. So just to give you guys like the idea of what kind of this is a very we'll finish this after the episode. I'll go into depth on what's going on. You guys kind of got a little bit of it, but I'll make sure everybody knows. So moving in after the fierce battle, you're a tough opponent, Luna. I didn't expect any less. Luna, smiling warmly with a hint of mystery. Likewise, Riker, but remember, there's more to me than you've seen. Victor steps in, sneering with a mix of disdain and confidence. Victor, sneering, challenging. You think you can beat me, Riker? Don't get too comfortable. I'll crush you when the time comes. Dr. Patel, concerned through the comms. Riker, be cautious. There's more at stake than just winning this tournament. We need to be prepared for what's coming. Riker nods, his face set with resolve as he surveys his rivals and allies. Riker, determined, resolute. Understood. I'm ready for whatever comes next. We'll face it together. The episode ends with Riker standing tall, surrounded by his competitors and allies. The weight of the future challenges clear in his emotion. The post-match dialogue reveals character depth and foreshadows future conflicts. Riker's determination contrasts with the underlying tension from Victor and the caution from Dr. Patel. All right, so at the end of episode 2, what we've learned so far, through the imagery that we'll get and everything, is instead of putting these kids in like a school or a student or an academy, they're young adults and they work for corporations, and the corporations build the mobile suits, and each corporation builds their own variant of the mobile suit, and that's why in the pictures you're seeing, the mobile suits look so much alike. Well, it's because they have to build them to certain specs like NASCAR. Get it? That's why they call it a Grand Prix. So everybody builds off of the same spec outline, but can make modifications and stuff. So that's why each one also looks different and has different purposes. So it really adds to that, the whole different companies adding different abilities to the Gundam and stuff. So each Gundam that's in the Grand Prix represents their own company, and which is pretty cool. So what do you think of episode 2, Bit?
I think that one's well thought out. I would put a little bit more detail into certain things around them that would stand out in the story, kind of, though.
Yeah,
That
I
would,
totally get that.
yeah,
I think a lot of what you're. So what's still missing is it's a lot of imagery, right? Is what's
yeah,
missing,
detail.
you know. So that's what's gonna. A lot of that'll get filled in and stuff, like what the battle scene looks like, and um, all those types of things. You know, if there's barriers and such like that, that'll all get filled out later. Notes I'll take for that. So good plan. How about the introduction of the newer characters. What do you think of those characters?
Those ones, trying to think of not repeat the same words, but again, you did well on it. Nothing really bad to say. I'm at a loss for words right now. I don't even know why.
Because your brain is just, are you stimulated and ready for the next episode?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. I understand that. That's how I felt. That's why I kept just making more and more episodes. I was just like, yeah, another one, and we're gonna do another one. I wanted to do this and change this and make this, and So I've already done a bunch of that and played around and how I put this together. So there were 3 different versions of episode 1 through 4, and I took and I combined all 3 different versions together into a cohesive storyline.
Yeah.
Because one episode was different than another episode. Like episode 2 was different in the original episode 2 was supposed to be about what is it? It was supposed to be all about Riker being genetically manipulated, all in that episode. But we don't talk about that till later. So, but you do get an understanding that Riker's a new type, right? Like because we clarified that he's a new type and he has foreseeing abilities and stuff like that, and he can see things that aren't there to other people, type shit. New type powers. All right, so that's where we are with that. Episode 3 is going to take a big turn for the story. All right, so don't be mad at me. I'm warning you ahead of time, but I ain't going to tell you what it is. We're just going to jump into it, and I think you'll like it. So there we go. Episode 3, Shadows and Showdowns. Act 1, Initial, Training Facility Simulation Room Flashback. The scene opens with a young Riker struggling inside a high-tech simulator. Lights flicker as he grapples with the controls. Oh, I gotta turn you down a bit. It's not your fault. Alright. This Riker, young, struggling and panicked. I can't control it. It's too much. Dr. Patel, calmly trying to maintain Riker's focus. Riker, you need to focus. Believe in your abilities. You can do this. The scene cuts to the present day, where Riker is in the GGP arena preparing for his second match. His face is set with determination. Enter initial GGP arena during the day. Riker, determined, gritting his teeth. I won't lose this time, not after everything I worked for. Opponent, arrogantly with dismissive tone. You're no match for me, Riker. Just give up now. Emotion. Riker's past struggle contrasts with his present resolve. The opponent's arrogance heightens the tensions. Act 2, enter GGP Arena, second match. So there's some work that needs to be done there for sure. So Act 2, Victor and Axel are in the middle of an intense match. The arena is alive with the sounds of combat. Victor, tauntingly with a smirk. You're just a relic of the past, Anderson. This is my time to shine. Axel, angrily gripping his controls. Shut up, Vex. I still got plenty of fight left in me. The battle intensifies, with both pilots showcasing their advanced skills and their strategic maneuvers. The emotion is a heated exchange between Victor and Axel, adds to the mounting tension, illustrating the stakes of their rivalry. So I guess Axel and Victor are more rivals than anybody. Okay. So 3. Act 3. I know I'm the one who's creating it right, and it sounds like I'm just reading it for the first time too, doesn't it? No, I'm not though. I read it all last night. I promise. I read through it all last night. I did edits last night and read through it again. So there's a lot of reading to go through. We're in Act 3. GGP backstage, where Luna's area is, her hangar. Luna stands off to the side, looking contemplative. Riker approaches, curiosity evident in his expression. Curiously trying to understand, Riker. Luna, you've been so secretive about your reason for participating. What's really going on? Luna, cryptically, with a mysterious smile. I have my reasons for participating in the GGP. But it's no time to reveal them yet. Riker, pressing, seeking answers. But what are you planning? You can't just keep us in the dark. Luna, smiling enigmatically. All in due time, Riker. Some things are better left unveiled at the right moment. Emotions. Luna's cryptic response adds an air of mystery, hinting at deeper motivations and potential secrets. All right. Act 4. Initial. GGP Arena semifinals. Riker and Victor are in the midst of a fierce battle, each maneuvering with precision. The crowd roars with excitement. Riker, focused, determined. Let's end this, Victor. I'm not backing down. Victor, sneering with confidence. You're no match for me, Riker. Prepare to be crushed. As the battle reaches its peak, the arena is suddenly thrown into chaos as a massive unknown Gundam appears. The crowd gasps and runs. Unknown Gundam menacingly with authority. Enough! Riker, awed, eyes wide in disbelief. What is that? Victor, angrily shouting, Who dares interrupt the GGP comp? Unknown Gundam, revealing the main antagonist with a commanding presence. I'm sorry, that was hard to get out. I am Akron Sandros. Or Archon, yeah, I think it's Archon Sandros. And I will show you true power. The scene ends with the pilots and audience stunned by Archon Sandros' dramatic entrance, setting up a larger conflict. Emotion. The sudden appearance of Xandros shifts the focus from personal rivalries to a greater threat, leaving everyone shocked and intrigued. All right. So, like I said, there's kind of a twist in the whole story, right? Like, by the end of episode 3, you were probably settling into the whole idea of having this GGP competition tournament going on, right? Well, I wanted to interrupt that as fast as I could. That was one of the things about it. I know it sounds like it's rushed, but really it's not. It's actually a really great spot to like interrupt it and stop it because it was a small tournament. It was just for bragging rights. It wasn't a big. It was a company tournament, and it wasn't for much. They would have fought in 6 months again, anyways. So interrupting it was a great thing to do. And our new person, he's this new Gundam. It's called the Shadow Gundam. Um, and his pilot is Archon Xandros, and he's pretty much standard. I model him after the original Digimon Emperor from Digimon, the cartoon. Do you remember?
Wow.
He's kind of modeled based after that, very heavily on that, with a Zex Marquis kind of flash to the way he
Well, I
dresses.
kind of got a Professor Egghead vibe to him.
You got a Professor Egghead vibe. I almost did too, but once you see his Gundam, I'll send you a picture of his Gundam later, and you'll be like, okay, Digimon Emperor can be Digimon Emperor style.
Alrighty then.
You'll see it. I think you'll agree with me. So that was the end of episode 3. So I thought that was pretty good, right? Episode 4 is a little bit longer, so this one's going to be a little more drawn out, a little bit longer. Episode 3 was really short, but there was a lot of imagery in episode 3. Okay, so episode 3 would have been like low dialogue, a lot of Gundam fighting and stuff, right? So there would have been a lot of that. So to come back to that's what these episodes are. Remember, we're just doing the dialogue today. We're only talking dialogue today, and making sure that the dialogue's cohesive and the story's good. So yeah, and we're right on time too. We're right there at 34 minutes. We're punching in right at the right times and everything. So here we are. I wanted to do 5 episodes tonight. Maybe we can get to the 5th episode, or maybe not. It's kind of like it's locked up in my phone, and my phone's the one doing the restream right now. So is what it is. Excuse me. But we're gonna go ahead and hit that episode 4, and yeah, then we'll talk about the whole thing. And I'll give you kind of like a glimpse on where it's going from here. So, all right. Episode 4, Downtime and Shadows. Act 1, GGP Garage, Draconix Maintenance Bay. Riker is working on the Draconix, taking a moment to admire the Gundam's sleek design. Dr. Patel approaches, carrying a toolkit. Riker, sighing with relief. Finally, some rest for the Draconix. It's been a tough few days. Dr. Patel is smiling warmly, looking up. And for you too, Riker. You've earned this break. Take it easy for once. The scene cuts to Victor and Axel in a nearby lounge area where tensions are high. Victor, sneering, "You'll never be a true champion, Anderson. You're just a relic of the past." Axel, angrily clenching his fist, "Shut up, Vex. I mean to be old school, but I'm not done yet." Riker watches the argument, feeling the tension between the two rivals. Riker, muttering to himself, "Looks like some things never change." The scene drifts off to the two guys arguing off to no end. Like two brothers arguing. Act 2. Extended GGP Rest Area Garden. Riker and Luna are sitting on a bench in a tranquil garden, enjoying a moment of peace amidst the chaos. Luna, seemingly gently looking at Riker, or smiling gently, looking at Riker. I don't know how you smile gently, but we're going to figure that out. Riker, "I'm really glad we have this time together. It's nice to have a moment of calm." Riker, smiling back, "Me too, Luna. It's been good to just relax and talk." The scene shifts to Axel in his private quarters, surrounded by documents and family memorabilia. Axel, determined, speaking to himself, "I won't let my family's legacy down. I need to prove that I'm more than just a has-been." Axel's face reflects a mix of resolve and worry as he strategizes for the future. Act 3. Initial secret hideout, Archon Xandros' lair. Archon Xandros stands in a dark, high-tech lair. Blueprints and schematics are spread across the table. He reveals a mysterious, ancient-looking mobile suit from a hidden chamber. Archon Xandros, to himself with a menacing tone, "The GGP is just a distraction. My true plan is unfolding behind the scenes. Soon, the world will see my true power. Nothing will stand in my way." Archon Xandros' face is illuminated by the glow of an ancient mobile suit, emphasizing his sinister determination. Act 4. GGP Rest Area Sunset. Riker and Luna are walking through the peaceful garden area, enjoying the sunset. Riker, contentedly looking out at the horizon. "This downtime has been nice, but I have been feeling it won't last long." Luna, smiling reassuringly, taking Riker's hand. "We'll face whatever comes next together, Riker. I believe in us." The scene shifts to a new GGP briefing room where Riker, Luna, Victor, and Axel are gathered. A large screen displays schematics and maps on the upcoming challenges. Announcer. Voice over from a recorded message. "Due to the recent disruptions and appearance of Archon Xandros, we're forming a new elite team to address the emerging threats. Your skills and experience make you ideal candidates. The team will be known as Radiance. As a moniker of light, Radiance, you will be the glow that puts out the darkness." Something like that. Riker, focused, addressing the group. "It looks like we have a new mission. We need to put off our differences aside and work together as Radiance." Victor, puffing but nodding. "Fine, for now. I'll cooperate, but don't think I'll go easy on you." Luna, encouragingly, "We all have a stake in this. Let's use our combined strengths to face what's ahead." Axel, resolutely, "Agreed. This is bigger than any of us individually. Let's get to work." As the team starts to plan and strategize, a sense of unity begins to form despite the past rivalries. The camera pans up to show the peaceful garden as Archon Xandros' ominous laughter echoes in the distance. Archon Xandros, voiceover, echoing with a sinister edge. "Very soon, very soon." The scene fades black, leaving a sense of both calm and foreboding. And that is the end of episode 4, act 4. All right. So, overall, that gives you a little taste of what Xandros has on his mind. You get to see a little bit of what he's got going on. He's planning, he's scheming in the background, you know. And then we get introduced to what Team Radiance is, and you know, so that now it makes sense what that means on the screen now, right, guys? So I was glad we got to episode 4. So now it makes a lot more sense. Like, what's Radiance? team ratings? That doesn't make sense. They seem all individuals right now, right? Like it was. So that was the big twist that took these the 4 Gundams on over there on the page of the screen chat. Those 4 Gundams are all on one team. Um, and then next week I'll have some imagery, a change up of the imagery to show you guys of the bad guys Gundams, and we also learn, I think. Oh no, we don't learn that yet. Okay, I'm gonna keep that a little bit quiet, kind of. But I will tell you this: just like Gundam Unicorn, Gundam Draconix has transformations. Okay, certain panels open up and change the way he looks and stuff to make him a little bit different, and give him like different modes. So like he's like an attack mode, a burst mode, a limit breaker mode, a high velocity mode, just stuff like that, to change him up and give him options. All the other Gundams have those same options too. They each have at least like one transformation. He's like the main character, right? Riker, but he's not the leader of Draconix. I don't know if that's being made clear or not. I think it's Victor or Axel. I thought the one that's trying to get his family's honor back. He's supposed to be the leader of the team. Riker is just he is the strongest fighter. It doesn't always make you the leader if you're the strongest. You know what I mean? Like he's like if everybody's out there handling a mission and they can't handle it, they call Riker in. Riker comes in and just mops up. Okay, that's kind of Riker's who he is as a team member. He's like the Sixth Ranger in the Power Rangers. Okay, like he has that ability. So to get those all out there and like to talk about it, like now we've and then we've talked about the first 4 episodes. You've heard the dialogue that goes through it and some of the details. Yeah, what would be cool to add to that?
Well, I would add some training sessions of them all training together.
Wait, you're breaking up.
I said I would add training sessions, like them training together.
Oh, okay. That's coming up in episode 5.
Guys,
I'm pretty sure they do train in episode 5. And you're right, team training. That makes total sense. It definitely does come up in episode 5. So I wonder, did I give anybody episode 5? I might be able to find episode 5 in my messenger because I was letting somebody else see these before. No, hold on. I gave him 5 to see what Alexander said. Trying to get to the end of this. Come on now. What is this? 1. Oh, 5. Okay. What did I do? 4. 3. 2. Oh, that's 7? What did I do? How many did I do? Don't worry. I was consulting somebody else who his brother writes manga. So, that's episode 6. Did I give him episode 5? I had to have given him episode 5. I know I'm just being awful, aren't I? Oh, hey, here we go. Episode 5. All right. I'm going to paste it over here so I can read it. Do All right, I found it. Let's get into episode 5 and see what this is all about. So we got plenty of time. I got 15 minutes left. We can definitely get through this. All right, so episode 5, Transformation and Betrayals, Act 1. Initial GGP Garage, Draconics Maintenance Bay. Riker's in the maintenance bay inspecting the Draconics. He notices a new panel that he hasn't seen before. Dr. Patel enters, noticing Riker's curiosity. Riker, examining the new panel, intrigued. Dr. Patel, what's this? I've never seen this panel before. Dr. Patel walking over, explaining, you've discovered the transformation controls. The Draconics has several modes we haven't fully explored yet. Besides the normal mode, there are 3 others. Burst mode, Dragon mode, and High Velocity mode. Riker, excited and eager to learn. Can you show me how they work? Dr. Patel, smiling and nodding. Of course. Let's start with Burst mode. It's designed for overwhelming firepower. Dr. Patel demonstrates burst mode on a computer for the Draconics to transform, revealing additional weapons and increasing the energy output. Riker, amazed, watching in awe. Incredible! What about Dragon mode? Dr. Patel continuing, shifting the focus. Dragon mode enhances mobility and close combat capabilities. It's like unleashing the full potential of the Draconics' dragon heritage. The Draconics shifts into Dragon mode, with dragon-like wings extending the claws becoming more pronounced. Riker, with glowing excitement. And High Velocity mode? Dr. Patel, finishing the demonstration. High Velocity mode is for rapid movement and agility. It allows you to outmaneuver any opponent. The Draconics transforms into a sleek, high-speed configuration, zipping around the hangar with incredible speed. Riker, determined, eager to test them out. I can't wait to try these in action. So that was Act 1. Act 2. Excited. Supply depot at night. The scene cuts to a supply depot under attack by a shadowy group of mobile suits. The area is being looted, and explosions light up the night sky. The Shadow Team leader, over the comms and commanding, "We need to secure all resources. Move quickly and leave no evidence." The Shadow Team members, heavily armed and clad in dark suits, raid the depot with ruthless efficiency. The Shadow Team member, ruthlessly, and as they carry supplies, "We're almost done here. Grab everything we can." The scene shows chaos and destruction as the Shadow Team completes their raid, disappearing into the night. Emotion. The raid by the Shadow Team introduces a sense of urgency and threat, foreshadowing significant resource shortages and potential conflict. Act 3. GGP Command Center during the day. Riker and Dr. Patel review the data on the attack. Riker is concerned while Dr. Patel is analyzing the damage. Concerned, looking at the screen. Riker, these attacks on supply depots are becoming frequent. We need to find out who's behind this. Dr. Patel, analyzing data focused. The Shadow Team is responsible. They're targeting resources to weaken our position. We need to increase security and track their movements. Riker, determined with resolve. We'll stop them. I want to test all the Draconics' new modes. They might be crucial in countering these threats. Dr. Patel, agreeing, supportive. That's a good plan. We'll prepare for a full-scale test of all the modes. Emotion. The urgency of the situation drives Riker to determine that he needs to finish his learning how to transform his Gundam. And Dr. Patel's support underscores the team's teamwork and preparedness. Act 4. And this will be the last act, and we'll be done with the show for tonight. Extension Training Area Draconics Test Flight. Riker is testing the Draconics' new modes in an open training area. He cycles through Burst Mode, Dragon Mode, and High Velocity Mode, demonstrating their capabilities. Focused and cycling through modes, let's see what these can really do. As Riker tests Burst Mode, the Draconics unleash powerful energy blasts in Dragon Mode. It performs impressive aerial maneuvers in High Velocity Mode, and it zips across the training area with extreme speed. The scene cuts to a distant vantage point where Archon Zandros watches the test through a holographic display. Archon Zandros, to himself menacingly, "The Draconics' new modes are impressive, but they won't be enough to stop me. The world will soon know my power." Emotion. Riker's confidence in mastering the new modes contrasts with the ominous threat posed by Xandros, setting up the impending conflict. Moving to next scene, not next act, just a new scene in the act. GGP Garage, nighttime. Riker and Dr. Patel reveal the test results, their faces reflecting both satisfaction and concern. Riker, contentedly but serious. The test went well. The Draconics is more powerful than ever. Dr. Patel nodding thoughtful. Yes, but we need to be prepared. The Shadow Team's attacks and Xandros' threats are escalating. We must stay vigilant. The episode ends with a sense of readiness and anticipation as Riker and Dr. Patel prepare for the challenges ahead. The emotion of the show, or the emotion at the time. The calm and satisfaction of the successful test is tempered by the looming threats, highlighting the balance between progress and danger. All right, and that's where I'm at on 5. So, um, so you said training, right? You said added some training. There's training. Episode 6 keeps up with the training, but they add in the other characters and stuff, and then it also, I think, episodes 6, 7, and 8 go into detail more about their how they were genetically modified as Gundam pilots and new types. Um, and then it goes on from there. Um, the outline that I have for that after episode 13, um, what is it? Episode 14, 15, and 16 is just filler, more character development for the other characters and stuff. They get more development later on in the series. And then uh, up to 17 and 18 are more training episodes. And then 19 and 20 are the showdown with Xandros. So, but up to episode 18 and 19, there are also skirmishes with the Shadow Team and stuff for resources and stuff. So that becomes a more prudent point throughout the show, is that they are fighting for resources and stuff amongst these corporations and the Shadow Team. Now, I don't ever the Shadow Team is not necessarily, they're not working for another corporation or some corporation on the side that's, funneling money or anything. The Shadow Team's actually they're going to be like I was thinking of writing in more anarchy or well, not anarchy, but more like anti-fascism type of viewpoint for the Shadow Team, because all of our good guys work for corporations and stuff. And who's going to be against corporations? People who are anti-corporations, which are like socialists and stuff like that. So that's the way you can write that. That's the way you can allow for those politics to seep in and become a part of uh, making your story world a real world, right? You don't have to play on the direct current politics of today, but you're just using the conceptual idea that, oh, this person hates corporations and he wants all the corporations to stop fighting for supremacy. So that's kind of the bad guys' MO or mode of operation, And then the good guys, they're all like, they're well paid pilots, You can't be upset with them either, they're just doing their job, being well paid pilots. So, and then you also see the evolution of now he's training with plasma weapons and beams and stuff that are full potential, right? Because what happened? He's no longer in a friendly competition. He's now fighting for resources and for the livelihood of his comrades. So he has switched his weapons and his fighting style and everything. So that's a great mode. We see all that. That's all that development in there. So I think 1 through 5 is pretty rounded out, guys. I think that was a pretty good show, and tonight's podcast was pretty cool. Thank everybody for coming in and viewing the show, that's watching and stuff. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Leave some comments. We're still here. We're live. You can comment. I don't see any comments though. So what do you think, Bit? Give me some feedback, man.
Well, you were definitely, like I said, missing some details to set the scene. Like, not just like as in, this is what's around you, but like just little details like the wind is blowing or
Yeah,
light bouncing through a refracting prism or
you're
something.
you're breaking up.
I said, like just little things like that could make a difference in the story.
Yeah.
So otherwise, it was really good.
Yeah. So I think yes, more graphic detailing can be added to the story. Like definitely adding some more descriptors between each section of dialogue, or in certain sections of dialogue more descriptors could be used. I agree 100%. And then yeah, describing where they're at, their scenes, the stuff they're in. Yeah. No, I totally agree. That makes total sense. Yep. The thing is when when we're animating it and stuff, we don't always think of that. So when I go like, um, so like, yeah, this is all more in script format. So this is like designed to help an actor understand what their voice is supposed to be saying, right?
Yeah.
So this is what part of the construction of the show we're at, right? And it's like I was telling you, I think it'd be really cool if I had you as like the weapons specialist for the show, where you could be like, okay, this Gundam, I'm going to tell you what this Gundam's abilities are, and you're going to tell me what to title and name those Gundam weapons and stuff, because I have no clue about that type of stuff. That's not my type of thing, right? So
Yeah.
that would be how, because it's important. There's spots in these episodes where they actually get armament upgrades and stuff that I don't have a place name or a name holder to actually give them. So that's where I was like, no, you're totally valuable in this whole thing as a creator point, and that's why what I was gonna seek out for your help was to make sure that I'm putting the right details on the names for the Gundams, and making sure they stay cohesive throughout, and making sure that they're the continuity is right. In this universe it's supposed to be universal century, so we got to make sure that
Stay
we're
with
using yeah, we're sticking somewhat within their continuity and reality and realm and everything. I think that would be a good concept. But so beam rifles, plasma rifles, they're all in there. They're all in the UC, so that's cool. And I think they even have some Gundams in UC that uses kinetic rounds and stuff as well. I
Zaku.
call it kinetic, but it
Zaku.
means rounds that don't blow up. They just penetrate with. They're not light or beam weapons. They're actual physical bullets. So
Kinetic energy would be like a Zaku machine gun or submachine gun.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and that's it. No, I want to thank everybody again, once again, for coming in, hanging out, listening, doing all those fun things. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that code up there one more time for you guys too. Go to ClarksvilleHobbyDepot.com and use the discount code WebCOfficial. That's WebC with a dash between the B and the C, like spelled on the screen, official. And for a discount of 10% off a purchase of $25 or more. That means go ahead, stack that up. I'm really serious. If you buy an RC car from Clarksville Hobby Depot and use the code I give you, dude, that's like $25 to $40 off an RC car. Okay, that's shipping, yo. That's free shipping. Go do it. That's all I gotta say about that. I really love ClarksvilleHobbyDepot.com. They're my favorite place to go shopping when I'm shopping online for my hobby needs. So head on over there, check them out, and that is the show for tonight, you guys. I want to thank everybody so much. Thank you, Bit. We'll talk more after the show or whatever. I got a couple other things I need to get done tonight, and I do need to go to bed kind of early. I also need to shower, so we got to get all that done. But I got my truck cleaned out. That was good.
Oh yeah, that's
Um,
what's up.
so let's get out of here and switch over to the chat room where you're not all glitchy and stuff, and then we'll chat some more. Cool.